So you're getting a lot of stimulus there, a lot of time under tension, but your joints aren't having to work. Hey man, Gary Walker here, and welcome back for another video. I'm about to give you the perfect chest workout, and this is for men over 50. When it comes to being an older guy, typically that comes with a lot more wear and tear on your joints. Now, I've got my coaching group. I've got close to 90 guys that I coach, all between the ages of 45 and 83. One of the things pretty much all of them have in common is shoulder issues, whether they have lingering shoulder issues, or they've had shoulder issues, or they've had shoulder surgeries. So that tends to be the biggest issue. Now, shoulders are just one of those things that get used all the time. So they're very multi-purpose. So one of the things you really need to focus on when you're working your chest is finding exercises that you can still build a chest with without overstimulating not only your shoulders though, but also your elbows and things like that. So I've based these exercises for this video on that. And a lot of these exercises are the exercises that I give all of my clients. Plus, these are exercises that I do primarily. Now, I pretty much eliminated most barbell bench pressing. The thing about doing barbell work is it puts your body in an unnatural position, unnatural movement pattern as far as shoulders and elbows. So you can minimize a lot of that by using dumbbells. Now, the first exercise I'm going to show you is pretty much a staple exercise. It is a bench press exercise, but we're doing a bench press with some dumbbells. Let me show you. Most people pretty much know how to do this exercise, but I'm going to show you a couple things I really want you to focus on with it. The first thing you're going to do when you're doing a bench press with dumbbells is you really need to make sure you're setting yourself up properly in the initial portion of the lift. What that means is you're squeezing your shoulder blades together, and then you're depressing them down slightly. And then instead of flaring your elbows out here, because again, my elbows being flared right now with only 30 pounds, I already feel my shoulders more. To minimize the shoulder involvement, all you have to do is tuck these elbows in slightly. Now, I don't mean all the way into your sides, because that turns this more into a tricep exercise. So again, a slight tuck. So from the flared position, slight tuck. Now this is perfect. Shoulder blades are pinched together, and this is the position you want to be in. So now what you're going to do is control the weight. I like to lift the weight, but also as you're lifting, you're coming across the center of your body. You're coming across the midline. You're not just lifting straight up, you're coming up and across. Let me show you what this looks like. Controlling it, 1001, 1002, 1003, about a 1 second pause. As I lift up, I'm coming towards the midline of my body, just like that. 1001, 1002, 1003, a 1 second pause, towards the midline. So that's the perfect position for this press. The other thing you're noticing is my cadence. So again, I like to lower under about 3 seconds. The eccentric portion of the lift, 3 seconds. And you also want to pause. You're not going to bounce at the bottom because that's very dangerous. And again, we're trying to keep you healthy. So that 1 second pause, and then you're pressing back to the top. So that's going to be my number one exercise when it comes to working your chest for an older guy, because it is a staple exercise, a bench press exercise that allows you to use a compound movement, which is what this is, and really overload the muscle as much as possible, which is what you need to do to stimulate new muscle growth. You have to overload it. Also though, make sure you're challenging yourself. Typically, I like to stay within the 8 to 12 rep range when I'm doing some bench pressing. If you do that though, and you start out with a weight that you can barely get 12 reps with, yet 3, 4, 5 months down the road, you're using the same reps or the same weight, then you haven't progressed enough. So make sure you're challenging yourself and pushing yourself to lift a little bit more weight. It doesn't have to be a lot, but even 5 more pounds is gonna make a big difference. Let's move on to the second exercise. The second, we're gonna be using a cable system. So one thing you'll notice about me in a lot of my videos, I love cable work. Cables allow you to work with constant tension on the muscle groups. No matter what exercise you're doing, if you're using a cable system, it keeps tension on the muscle at all times. What I'm gonna do is a cable fly. Now, there's dumbbell flies and things like that where you lose a lot of tension. With the cable, once I step away from the machine, I'm already engaging my pecs. So I've already got tension on my chest. What we're gonna do though, the difference with this exercise is we're gonna do TRICON cable flies. So that's a slight twist that's gonna add a lot more intensity and you're gonna be able to use a lot less weight. When you're working your muscles a lot of times for men over 50 are a lot stronger than the joints. You can easily increase muscle strength without increasing a lot of joint strength. So one of the things I like to do is incorporate a lot of TRICON sets. That allows you to use less weight, put just as much tension, more time under tension actually, on the working muscle and still build muscle tissue without having to overload too much. So let me show you exactly what this exercise looks like. So again, step away from the machine. I've already got tension. First 3 reps are always just standard reps. So if you haven't done any of my TRICON sets before, this may be a new technique for you. If you want to know how to do my TRICON sets, just Google Gary Walker TRICON or search that in YouTube. You're going to get a ton of TRICON exercises. Stretch, that's 2 reps. Stretch, 3 reps. Now these next 3 are isometric holds, full stretch, and you're gonna squeeze as hard as possible, 1001, 1002, 1003. So again, we're not just hanging out here, you're squeezing together as hard as you can for 10 full seconds, then you're gonna stretch. Now 10 seconds is my advanced. If you've never done a TRICON, you can try a 3-second hold for each of these. And as you progress, if you're intermediate, you can do a 5 to 7 second hold. Once you get to the advanced, you're gonna be doing the full 10-second holds. 1 more, full stretch, 1001. Again, you gotta focus on squeezing these together. You're pressing those together. That's gonna give you a massive, massive contraction for 10 full seconds. Then your last 3 are slow and under control. 1001, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can come back. So that is a TRICON set. So anytime you're doing TRICON, it's all about the 3 isometric holds, which again, in that hold position, you are doing a static contraction, which is really isolating the chest contraction. So you're getting a lot of stimulus there, a lot of time under tension, but your joints aren't having to work at that time. So that's one of the big benefits here. Now, the third exercise, again, we're gonna stay on the cable system. You'll notice, especially for my older guys, I like to do a lot of cable stuff, especially when it comes to chest. Now, what we did here, we brought the handles higher. This is gonna be a cable press, high to low. So we're going in a high position and we're coming down. But instead of doing an actual fly, once we grab this, we're actually going to bend the elbows and turn this more into a press. Now, when you work this position, when you start off high and you're coming down low to your waist, you're gonna be shaping the lower portion of your pecs. That's what we're doing here. So bench press and the cable flies we just did, overall mass, but more emphasis on the center portion. To really isolate the lower as much as we can, you get a good stretch at the top, and by coming all the way down, you're really gonna focus on shaping and adding some muscle to the lower pecs, which is one of the most neglected parts of your chest. Let me show you what this looks like. Again, just to show you the difference between a fly. A typical fly would be here, arms are fully extended with a slight bend, and they come out. Now, what makes this more of a press is we're coming here. So we're actually bending the elbows, keeping that chest out, pressing down towards that lower part of our body. Keep the elbows just like that. Good stretch, down. You see how slow and under control I'm working this? Down. Also, when you're squeezing down here, you'll feel that lower part of your chest. Squeeze that lower part, stretch your chest, squeeze, just like that. Stretching, squeezing. All right, that's a cable press, high to low. Guess what? We've already hit most of the center part of the chest. Hit that lower. Now we gotta hit the upper. One of the ones I like to incorporate for upper once again, we're gonna use the cable system. Now the difference here is you're working from the bottom part of this. So here we're coming all the way down. Anytime you go from the bottom up, that's more of an incline portion of the chest, the upper chest. So again, we started high and low, it was low. Low to high, it's the high part of the chest. So just remember it that way. Now, one of the things I like about this exercise here, this is going to be a kneeling incline press with the cable system. So let me show you what this looks like. I like to kneel. Again, you're gonna extend here. You'll notice the bend, that means a press. If your arms are all the way out, that's more of a fly. You've got a bend, that's a press. Chest needs to be out, shoulders back, and we're pressing up. Nice stretch in the upper pecs, pressing up. See the same control, stretch, pressing. The other benefit of doing this, it allows you to really isolate the pecs. Since you're having to kneel, if you're doing a lot of dumbbell work or you're doing a lot of incline barbell work, it's easy to use a lot of momentum. We're eliminating a lot of that by getting into the kneeling position. Also, by using the lighter weight, it allows you to really focus on that mind-muscle connection, really focus on stretching your chest. And then as you bring the weights up, you're bringing that upper chest together. You notice we didn't just come straight up, we came up and across, similar to the dumbbell bench press. That's what your chest is designed to do. Not just push out, here and across, here and across. So anytime you're working your chest, you like to go in that motion, even high to low. We're starting out wide, we're coming in to the midline of the body. Low to high, we're starting out wide, we're coming in to the midline of the body. So this is a phenomenal exercise for your upper chest. Just really put your mind into it. Really focus on the stretch. Really focus on squeezing right up here, right at the upper pec position. I hope you like these exercises. Incorporate these. You don't have to do all of them, but just start incorporating these into your workouts and see what you think. I would love to know what you think about these exercises in the comment section. So after you do some of these, come back and let me know in the comments. Other than that, man, thank you so much for watching my video. And as always, get busy, get after it, and God bless.